Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Precious. On this channel, I help you understand that family relationship is a work in progress through my videos. If you like my videos, I would like you to please press the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video, I would like you to please give it a thumbs up because it makes me feel very happy. And to all my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you so much. Please don't forget to always share my video. If you find my video interesting, if you find my video very good, and you know someone who might benefit from my video, don't forget to share. It's good for us to share the love because we all learning. Nobody knows it all. We all learning. So today I am so excited because this is the final video I'm going to be making on the series of getting married young. Now, if you haven't seen the videos I've made on this series of getting married young, oh, you've missed a lot. But you know what? There is time for you to catch up. I would like you to, after watching this video, go back and watch those videos I've posted of getting married young. Now, a little bit about myself. If you don't know, I'm someone who got married young, and I've been married for 13 years now. And I'm so grateful to God because God has helped me. And this is the reason I've decided to share the pros, the cons, the benefits, and all the things that have to do with getting married young. But today, as much as I subscribe to getting married young, not because I got married young, I want to tell you the risk of getting married young. Guys, like, you know, everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage, and I would like to give you the whole information from my experience. And if you don't know, I have lots of friends that got married young as well. From the experience of my friends, I'm going to be telling you the risk of getting married young, so that if you want to get married young, you know what you're getting yourself into. And if you think, oh my God, this risk, you know what, I can't cope with this risk, you may want to hold on a little bit longer. So without further ado, let's get talking. Now, one of the first risks, which is obvious, is that you are young. And as someone who is young as in experience, young as in age, young as in everything, you don't know a lot of things. So marriage is not a child's play. Hands down, is not a child's play. And there's certain decision that you will have to make while you're married. Decision of having a baby, decision of moving houses, decision of a lot of important decision and life-changing decision that, because you're young, you just don't know how to go about it. You can't get your head around it. And I think that's why, for me, I would always subscribe to wait a little bit longer if you're very young, or get married to someone who has a lot more experience than you. So both of you are not going to be just young. So one of the risks is that you're young, you don't have experience, you're going to be making loads of mistakes as a result of you being young, as a result of you not knowing the right thing to do. Now, these mistakes are not because you know the right thing and you choose to do the wrong thing. It's just that you're innocent, you don't know what to do. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind. You are young, and young is a risk. It's like being thrown in a deep end when you can't really swim. Okay, so you have to save yourself, you have to fight to survive. That's what it is basically. So being young is a risk. That's one risk you need to bear in mind. Identity clash is a big one. Because you got married young, like us that got married young, we didn't know anything. We've not really found ourselves. We don't really know what we want. A lot of us didn't know, like, what the plan is going to be or what the future is going to be. We just got married. We found ourselves getting married, and we got married because we've seen someone that we love. It gets to a point where you begin to find yourself, you begin to understand yourself better, and you begin to know that I love this thing, you know, I really like to do this, I really like to do that, I really like to do this. And before you know it, the things that you really like are beginning to clash with the things that your husband or your wife likes. So there is a chance that you're going to be having identity clashes, because the person you are, with time you begin to evolve, with time you begin to change, not changing from bad to good to bad, but you're just finding yourself, you're making better sense of the situation, better sense of your life, better sense, you're making meaning to life basically. And because of that, there are some things about you that will begin to change. For example, someone who doesn't like to travel will all of a sudden wants to start traveling. Someone who doesn't like piercing may all of a sudden start like piercing. Somebody who doesn't like certain things may all of a sudden start liking it. And somebody who even likes something, let's say you got married because you like a particular personality that your husband or your wife has, and all of a sudden you just can't stand it anymore because you're changing, you're evolving. So one of the risks is that there is a chance that you're likely going to have identity crisis. And one of the things that I've noticed as well is that most people who get married young, one of the reasons they separate or they have divorce later in life is because they just don't like themselves anymore. They've grown apart. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind. Identity clashes is a thing, or identity clash is a thing that you need to bear in mind. Marriage will shock you. Marriage will shock the bones or the bone marrow out of your bone. Marriage will shock you. You know, like love is, they say, is blind. Love is that feeling you get. You just want to see this person. You just want to be around this person. You just want to be close to this person, right? They say friendship is better off far. By the time you get married, marriage opens your eyes. Marriage opens your eyes to a lot of things, and you begin to see things and you're like, no, I can't believe this. No, it will shock you. In fact, I would say up to 80% or 90% of people who got married young got shocked by what they say. It's like children. Like, you know, when you have children and children want to grow. Like my daughter Phoebe, she wants to wear my earrings. She even this top jacket I'm wearing now, she even said to me, oh mommy, I can't wait for me to start wearing this jacket. She wants to grow up. And the other day I was just saying, you know what, I want to go and see, I want to stay with my dad. I want to be a child. I don't want to be a wife. I don't want to be a mother. I want to be a child. So children want to be adults, adults want to be children. The same thing when you're single and you're young, you just find somebody you love, you want to get married, By the time you get into it, you're looking for a means to get out if possible. So marriage is going to shock you. There are a lot of things that comes with marriage that I can't even start talking about now. But it will shock you. It will open your eyes. It takes the grace of God for people who get married young to remain, to be honest. And it takes the grace of God that you actually got married to somebody who you really are going to stay in love with, because you're changing. You're not finding this person attractive anymore. So those kind of shock that you will get sometimes, let's say you're someone who likes to eat bread and butter, and all of a sudden you meet someone that does not like bread at all. And the thing I found out as well is that there are things that my husband don't like. Because he doesn't like it, I can't really just make it for myself, because I feel like, oh, he doesn't like it. I don't want to make food that only me will eat. Then later I'm not going to make another food for my husband and my children. So I tend to make the things that everybody eats. So you find out that the things you love, you don't love it anymore. Or even if you do, you don't have the chance to do the things that you love. So marriage will clear your eye. That's one risk. And all these risks I am actually mentioning are likely going to lead to divorce if care is not taken. The pressure to make it work is another thing that people need to bear in mind, right? Because you married young, because you're someone who got married really young, you're under pressure. You want to make it work. You want this thing to work by all means. You just want it to work. So because of that, you do things that you're not you're not supposed to do. You don't have the capacity to do. You're trying to prove people wrong, basically. You're trying to do things to tell people, I told you I'm going to make it work, and I made it work. No. And because of that pressure on top of yourself, you find out that you begin to make certain mistakes, or you find out that you're not happy anymore, because you're not living for yourself. It's like you're living for people. You're trying to make people, prove people wrong, basically. So you're trying to live for people, and at the end of the day, you are sad in yourself. It's not easy what goes on as someone who got married young. It's not easy what you experience. It is not easy at all. And that's why I always say God is the only person that can sustain someone who gets married really young. It's God that will sustain that marriage, because if God does not come, a lot of risk. Like I said, every single risk I'm listing out are things that if care is not taken, is likely going to lead to divorce. So it's very important that we bear this risk in mind, and if there's anything we need to do to mitigate it, we try and start doing it. We also have in mind that these are risks, and if we're going to go ahead with the decision, we know, okay, we're going ahead with the decision. One of the risks is the level at which you have to adapt. And you're not just adapting. The things you're adapting are changing. For example, let me give you a typical example. I got married young, and by the time I got married young, I was ready. Well, I need to move to the UK, right? I have never traveled abroad, okay? So I had to move to the UK. That's one change. I'm moving to the UK. I'm adjusting. I'm not with my family. You know, when you get married, even if you're not with your family anymore, you're still like you're still around where you can easily travel, go see your parents. I got married and I got separated like almost immediately from my family. And I tell you what, as a young person, it wasn't easy. There were things that would happen. Okay, imagine me getting married young, moving, having children all by myself. By the grace of God, my parents came twice. My mom came twice, but the other times it was just I. Even with me having Naomi now, it's just I and my husband doing everything together. Things are constantly changing. You're trying to adjust to this. Another thing is coming up. You're trying to adjust to this. Getting married young puts a lot of pressure on you that a lot of people underestimate, but it's so real. Struggle with big decisions. You actually struggle with big decisions. Decisions like having a child. Are you ready to have a child? Do you think you're ready to have a child? There's certain decisions that you're going to struggle with as someone who got married young just because of your age, just because you don't know as much, just because you don't have experience. So this is a very big risk. And most times, if both of you are young, like I said, there's nothing God cannot do. There's nothing that cannot happen without the help of the Holy Spirit. With the help of the Holy Spirit, I think two people coming in to get married young would be able to obviously make it work, provided they are committed to making it work. If you're not serious, if you're not careful, not even if you're not serious, if you're not careful, there's a chance that a lot of things are going to go wrong and you would not like it because you got married young. So there are certain decisions that are too big for you to make. A lot of big decisions. For example, buying a house is a massive decision. Is a big one. You can as a young person go view a house and you see the house based on the superficial things, but maturity brings a lot of things into perspective. You begin to understand things because you're mature. You begin to you make decisions based on certain things, certain level of maturity. But because you're young, you don't have anything to base your decision on. You just make decision, and if it work, it work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What attracts you may fade as well. So a lot of people get married because they really like this person. So what I'm trying to say is that the thing that made you to fall in love with this person may actually fade away. Okay, if it's someone that you fell in love because of for example, something that is not value, that is not a value, that is not tangible, things can fade away. It's definitely going to fade away. That's why I would advise that if you're getting married, get married to somebody based on the values, not based on the physical, not based on wealth, not based on riches, but the values. Because if you have good values, you'll be able to sustain riches, you'll be able to sustain wealth, you'll be able to have a good relationship with God. Okay, because it's very, very important. The person you marry actually determines how your relationship with God is going to be honest with you. Because if you marry someone who is a Christian, both of you are trying to make things work, trying to please God, live a life that pleases God, a lot of things will work. But when you get married to somebody who does not even believe in God and all of that, you will struggle. As much as you want to worship God, serve God, you're going to struggle yourself. So there's a chance that what attracts you or what attracted you to this person might fade away. Another risk is that there's a chance that you may overlook some red flags because you're young. Because you're young, there are certain red flags that you should have seen. Okay, certain red flags that you will see it, but it won't be a red flag to you. But an older person will see it and immediately know that it's a red flag, right? If you haven't seen this movie, I saw this movie recently called Tinder Swindler, I think. And one of the things I noticed was the fact that when this girl went to meet this guy for the first time, the guy immediately said, okay, let's travel or let's go somewhere, or I'm going to this place, can you come with me? For me, that was a red flag immediately, especially as that girl was mature. You can't meet somebody for the first time and you're traveling with this person on a private jet. Like, I found it very, I didn't understand it because it's not something I would do. For me, I'll be scared to death. I don't know, you've only met it for the first time. So that's why I always say maturity is not just age. Maturity is your level of intelligence. Maturity is how much you can design things, how much you can manage your emotion and design things and choose things that will work for you based on not just physical, but your intuition and all of that. Experience is a good thing as well, but watching that movie as well, I saw mature women making mistakes. Okay, so it's not just overlooking red flag for young people. Even older people as well can overlook red flag. But one of the things I can comfortably say is that for you to get married young, there's a chance that you will see certain red flag and you will not even know they're red flag. You will think it's love. You will think, oh, this man loves me so much, but it's actually red flag. Now, this is a big one, which is respect. You're going to have issue with respect. This one is not just because you got married young. This one is getting married to somebody who is a lot more older than you. Now, if you don't know, I and Derrick have a certain age gap. And based on that, he's more obviously older than me. He's more mature than me and all of that. One of the things I've noticed, which to be fair, I had to ask all of my friends as well that are that got married young, and I can tell you that almost all of us said the same thing. That thing we agreed on was the fact that there will be issue with respect. So you know, like when your husband, okay, is doing something that you think is not right, and you say, oh honey, can you stop it, it's not nice. They see it as disrespect because they don't see it as my wife telling me something. They see it as, that's girl, this is a small girl. Like when I married her, they still see, basically they still see you as that young baby they married. As much as you've matured, as much as you've grown, as much as a lot of things has changed, you are now the mother of 400 children, they still in their head see you as someone who is small. So any little thing you say to them, they feel like you're disrespecting them. Guys, let me know in the comment section, because I know I've asked my friends, a lot of them, about this, and everybody agrees to it, that their husband sometimes thinks that they disrespect them because they add their view or they express themselves in one word or other. Another thing as well that they do is the fact that when they are talking, they will say, you know what, don't worry about it, you don't understand. Like like saying, like making you feel like you're a baby, you don't understand. Don't worry, you don't understand. Or don't worry, I'll explain it to you later. Let me finish talking with him. Later I'm going to explain it to you. So that's one thing that they do. Respect is going to be an issue, and it's something you have to always tell the guy or tell the woman, based on the gap, who is the older, that look, I know you got married to me young, I know we got married young, but I've grown, I'm not a baby anymore. You need to trust me with certain decision, and if care is not taken, the man will continue to see you that way, and all of a sudden you just get fed up, and if you don't take your time, problem happens. Now, this risk factor that I've mentioned, about 7 of them, the bottom line is that when it comes to getting married, guys, don't get married without God leading you. Marriage is a decision that can change your life. Marriage can make you go to heaven. Marriage can make you go to hell. Is that important? It's as important as anything. Marriage is the bedrock of any family, okay? Family is the bedrock of the society. So it just goes on and on like that. If you get married to the wrong person, by the grace of God, I pray you don't get married to the wrong person, because it's not something anyone should actually do. But the bottom line is that if you choose to get married young with the help of God. Get ready, get prepared, and also know that you're not going to learn everything. You're not going to know everything. You're still going to learn in the job. People who are married 40, 50 years, they are still learning. They're still getting to know each other, to be honest with you. So bear that in mind, that you need to get yourself ready. You need to work on yourself. You need to have an open heart. But at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. Whatever you decide to do, whether you get married young or you get married later in life, is your decision. And always stand by the decision that you make. So guys, these are the risks of getting married young that I think would benefit you. If there's any risk that I haven't mentioned, please let me know on the comment section. Like I said, these are just very few. I know that there are a lot of it out there. If you enjoyed this video, I would like you to please give me a thumbs up, press the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I post video, you'll be able to get notified and watch the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be grateful, be positive, and be yourself. See you on my next video. Bye for now.